What's up guys, welcome back. The new year is officially here and a lot of us are trying to lose a couple extra pounds, but sometimes you still get that craving for pasta. So today I'm gonna show you this quick and easy, delicious, low-calorie chicken pesto pasta recipe. But before we get into that, please take a quick second to subscribe to the channel. Make sure you hit that bell to enable notifications as well. All right guys, beat me in the kitchen, let's make it happen. Today we're going with chicken breast, but feel free to use whatever protein you like. We also have 1 diced shallot, a few cherry tomatoes to add a little pop of color. We got some lemon juice. As for our pesto ingredients, we got olive oil, pine nuts, freshly grated Parmesan cheese. Now the star of the show today is this amazing pesto sauce. You can make this at home with a handful of ingredients, store it in the refrigerator in a mason jar, use it for other pastas. It's good in stuffed chicken, it's good on garlic bread. You really can't go wrong with it. All right, my friends, it's time to break out some kitchen gadgets. Here we just have a simple food processor. You can use a blender or an immersion blender. Several different ways you can do this, but you can get these from Target or Walmart, super cheap, less than 20 bucks sometimes. We're gonna go ahead and add in our pine nuts first. So along with a half cup of pine nuts, we're going in with a nice hefty pinch of salt. Put the lid on. You really wanna grind them up good until they form almost like a powder-like consistency, like that. Next, we're gonna go ahead and add in the garlic, about 2 cloves of garlic. And you want a good 2 cups of basil. So just jam that on in there. Be careful with your fingers. Make sure that your device or your machine is off. You don't want to lose any fingertips. If you can't fit it all in at once, we're just going to blend it and we'll add the rest. So we're going to go in with the rest of the basil here. Blend that up, and then we're going to add 1/4 cup of good quality olive oil. Now remember guys, all the specific measurements and ingredients are listed for you in the description box below, so don't forget to check that out. Now typically you want to use a liquid measuring cup for this, but I'm winging it a little bit today. Good quality olive oil going in. We're going to add some freshly grated Parmesan cheese. And of course we gotta add some seasoning. So I'm gonna go down with a little all-purpose seasoning. Feel free to use whatever your favorite all-purpose seasoning is. Now look at that. That, my friends, is the perfect pesto. Taste as you go, adjust the flavor to your preference, season to taste as always. Now depending on what you're making, you can adjust the thickness or the consistency. For a pasta recipe, I'm actually gonna use probably closer to a 1/2 cup of olive oil in total, but you just wanna add it a little bit at a time. So there's another tablespoon, probably going with 1 more tablespoon, and we'll be in good shape for our pasta. I think I'm gonna hit it with a pinch more Parmesan, because why the hell not? There you have it guys, that pesto is gonna make for some delicious, lower calorie, slightly healthier pasta for dinner. Now typically basil is more common in the summer months, but luckily for us we can find just about anything at the local grocery store these days. So try to find the freshest ingredients you can and you're really going to enjoy this pesto, I guarantee it. All right guys, it's time to season up the chicken breast. So here we have about 1 pound of chicken breast, about 8 ounces a piece. We're going down with the dynamic duo, which is my AP original and the lemon bay. Feel free to use whatever Cajun blend you like or any all-purpose seasoning you like. Some Italian seasoning wouldn't be bad for this pasta recipe. My seasonings are low sodium, so if you see me going a little bit heavier, don't freak out and call me bad words in the comment section. So we're just gonna season both sides generously. Then we're gonna sear it off in a pan with a little bit of butter. I said lower calorie guys, so gotta have a little butter in this situation. And then pop it in the oven at 400 until the chicken breast registers 165 degrees internal temperature. That's when you know it's nice and juicy and not overcooked. All right, so we have our oven preheated to 400 degrees, our skillet heated over medium high, a couple tablespoons of avocado oil. Let that coat the bottom of your skillet, and then we're going in with our chicken breast. Always lay the meat away from you and press down for maximum surface area contact. You want to get a good color, good crust, a good sear on your chicken breast. About 2 minutes per side, then we're gonna flip, baste in a little butter, and then pop that in the oven. So just give that chicken a little time to develop some color. Once it's golden brown and beautiful like so, we'll go ahead and flip it over. That lemon bay just gives the chicken such a beautiful color. Another 2 minutes on this side, and then I'm gonna transfer it to a small sheet pan, pop it in a 400-degree oven so the chicken can finish. That way we can use this skillet for the remainder of our sauce. So after the chicken breasts get a butter bath, we're gonna add it to our small size sheet pan, big enough for 2 chicken breasts, and pop that in a 400-degree oven until each breast reaches 165 degrees internal temperature. All right, so as you can see, we went ahead and drained off a little bit of the excess oil. Still got enough to coat the bottom, still plenty of flavor left in there from cooking the chicken. We're gonna need that to flavor our sauce. So next up, we're going in with 1 diced shallot. You use an onion if you can't find shallots. We're gonna give that a little mix, get the party started with that. Immediately, you're gonna smell the delicious flavor coming off of there. Once the shallot gets a head start, we're going in with our diced cherry tomatoes or chopped cherry tomatoes. You use sun-dried tomatoes for this as well if you want to, totally up to you. Next up, we're going in with about a tablespoon of fresh squeezed lemon juice. We're gonna hit that with a little AP to make sure we got layers of flavor all the way throughout this recipe. Just cook that until the tomatoes soften up a little bit, the shallots get nice and tender. Probably 2 or 3 minutes in total. Really quick recipe here, guys. All right, guys, chicken breast fresh out of the oven. You want your chicken breast to be about 165 degrees internal temperature. And the best way to know that is with a digital food thermometer. If you don't have one, I have them on my website on sale right now. Just poke it in the thickest part of the meat, and you're looking for about 165, 166, so just about perfect. You also want to let the meat rest for about 5 to 8 minutes before you slice into it. That way that it stays nice and juicy and all the juices don't run out on your cutting board. All right, so while our chicken is resting, we're gonna go ahead and add our noodles to the shallot and the tomatoes. Again, guys, I'm using Cavatappi today, but give it a little toss. Make sure that you start to kind of get those flavors in there on the noodle. Make sure everything's nice and warm as well. Then we're gonna kill the heat and we're gonna add that pesto. Don't be shy with this stuff. This is where the money's at right here. Let's give that a good mix. This recipe is good enough for about 4 servings, guys. So if you're making it for a crowd, you can double it. If you double it, I would definitely suggest using a larger skillet than this one. A little bit of that leftover Parmesan cheese. We'll save some for the final plate to garnish. All right, guys, so we got 2 beautiful chicken breasts, properly rested. We're gonna go ahead and slice these on a bias, which basically just means at an angle. And that, my friends, doesn't get much better than that. Perfectly juicy and moist chicken breast right there. And this is the part where I say, brace yourself for a trademark money shot. Say it with me, guys. Looking good. Also known as the moment of truth. But before we do that, please take a quick second to subscribe to the channel. Make sure you hit that bell to enable notifications as well. Relatively low calorie. You still get your pasta fix without getting too crazy. Got a little chicken. We lost a tomato, but it's all good. Here we go. My favorite part of the job.